Watching TV has changed over time. Streaming has become the new norm. That's why Golden State Media Concepts television podcast dives headfirst to the world of cord cutting. Want to be on the loop of what's hot in Netflix? Or if it's not a preference, what about original shows in Hulu? We've got you covered. Join us as we fill in the blanks and talk about movies to stream and what show you should be binging. This is the Golden State Media Concepts television podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the GSMC television podcast with your friends and co-hosts, Jordan, Shay, and Ravina. I'm sorry I took it from you guys.
The real Ravina.
I was just going to say, keep it real.
And I'm Patrick Shazy.
Patrick Shazy.
And I'm Priyanka Chopra.
What?
She's an actor in Quantico. Weren't we saying actor names right now?
Oh, that's... No,
but
Patrick Swayze. So there's like a what is it, like trash rapper thing where you like take your name and the name of somebody famous and like mix them, right?
Yeah. I came up with a really cool name for Shay if he ever decides to pursue a career in rap.
Ironically, I might. We'll see.
So Patrick Shazy, yeah, you can still be Priyanka. Yeah.
Okay, well I ruined that one, huh?
No, I don't think you did.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start off with an icebreaker. What TV show you wish could have ended differently?
Okay, I'm going first.
She popped for a second and then had to reinflate it.
Okay. So I finally started watching Sons of Anarchy I joined the wagon about 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's about when I started watching it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The ending had me crying and hysterical. I was like, why did I just watch this show for 6 seasons to see Jax die like that?
Well, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Can we just say...
I'm just getting...
This whole segment.
Should we backtrack for a second and say that within these 10 minutes, if you don't want to be spoiled on the shows, I'll just go ahead and say it now. Sons of Anarchy, Dexter, and...
Dexter?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Dexter.
We were both going to talk about Dexter.
Oh my god. Okay, Sons of Anarchy or Dexter.
Well, I'll come up with something else.
Slow down, yeah.
Okay, so...
Skip to minute 11, you'll be okay.
Yeah, so I was just really upset that Jax died the way he did. But I do see how it needed to happen because the whole time he had hatred for his dad by doing that and never understood why his dad committed suicide, called him a phony, whatever, and just like a little kid that couldn't handle his business.
Yeah.
And then he did the same thing.
Well, I think honestly I liked the way that Sons of Anarchy ended. It has its hits and misses for me. There are definitely some things about Sons of Anarchy that I don't like. For example, the fact that these guys are a bunch of bikers, yet they don't seem to know the first thing about what a motorcycle does. I did like the gun running aspect of the show because I am a firearms enthusiast.
Well, yeah, that's something you do. Like, that's a hang-up that you kind of constantly run into where you're somebody that knows a lot of the detail of these things where it's like, that's not the right gun he should be using for this.
The guns weren't a problem. The guns were actually on point with that show, but it's a show about motorcyclists, and as a guy who grew up, like my dad is a motorcycle enthusiast, so I know a thing or two about motorcycles, and I'm just like, these guys are definitely not motorcycle enthusiasts. And the writers of the show, I don't think know anything about motorcycles. They were making fun of a guy for driving like a King Harley, and it was breaking down, and instead of helping them build it like most bikers would be like, let's fix it. They just laughed at him, and I'm like, there's no biker on the road that would do that.
That would laugh at a bike?
Especially one as nice as the one that the character had. That was in the middle of the show.
This is interesting because now the audience gets to hear more about Shay's life before he did sound and when he was a Hell's Angel. So,
oh, yeah, totally.
I'm really intrigued where this is going to go.
I liked the gun running stuff in the show, and I feel like him leaving in the end was a good way to kind of finish things off, because then he does finish off the way his dad did, which you find out his dad didn't die in such a...
and in that accident, it was actually
an inside job, and so he's kind of...
Can I say something as somebody who's never seen Sons of Anarchy before? I have no reason to watch it now. Thank you guys a lot for
this. Well, it doesn't really ruin anything, honestly. telling you
still
that he
gonna
dies in
enjoy
the
it.
end. Yeah, you'd still enjoy it.
This is one of those shows where I really tried to give it a chance, but it just didn't really click
Yeah.
at me, you know?
I was really bored when I started watching it, and then I just kind of got sucked in.
So you had to force yourself for a few, like...
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It wasn't until like episode 4 that I really started caring.
Honestly, that kind of makes me want to give it a chance, because whenever I say, like, Lost, couldn't get into Lost, and whenever I said, hey, I
I
couldn't
got
get into
lost in Lost.
I didn't get into Lost.
That
No,
show just got me
From
lost.
what I hear, you're not the only one by far, so I wouldn't worry about that. But when a friend like would tell me like, "Oh, Lost, you should really check it out," and I said, first episode didn't do it for me. Instead of saying, "Well, keep watching," it was, "What? But that was the best. You're crazy."
Yeah.
God.
And then you're just like, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, like if it didn't hook me here, then I guess I'm not gonna like it.
But I must say about Sons of Anarchy, like after Tara died,
That was my favorite part.
R.I.P. Tara.
I was devastated. I could not stop crying.
Yeah.
But even before that, when Jax was cheating on Tara, that just hit a chord with me. I don't know why.
Oh God, I just had a great idea
I know.
how to do the
So-
segment.
So,
Ravina,
okay, what?
not only this, but how would you end the show?
Oh.
How would you end it if you could?
Okay. I would have ended
That's
it
good.
in probably Tara killing Gemma and them all living happily ever after in Oregon like Tara wanted in the first place, okay?
So just end the show in the first season.
And no cheating.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be
It
laughing
may have
at
been
you.
shorter, but the integrity would have been there. It would have been solid.
Yeah, I was just looking for some integrity and I don't know, I was just really sad after that. And after, Tara died, I lost it. But when Jax was cheating on her, I literally stopped watching the show for about 4 months in between.
Really?
I couldn't turn it on. I was getting legit stressed out about the show.
I found Tara really annoying.
No.
So when
way.
she died, I was like, yes, she's gone. But
No.
yeah, no, I understand. I'm not your average viewer though, like I liked that he died in the end and I liked that Tara died, but I understand. I feel like it's a better home for his kids now that he's dead and now that she's dead.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
I've never
they're in
seen
better
it.
hands.
And
Yeah.
that Gemma's dead.
Oh yeah, I hated her too.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were going to say you liked her.
Oh no. My favorite character died the first season. So
Who was that?
my favorite character was his buddy, the bearded guy,
Obi.
Obi. Yeah, I loved Obi, and then he died. And I was like, oh,
So it wasn't like
And his
I'm
wife
not missing
died.
out on too much now, but you guys are making sure systematically that I have no reason to go to this show.
no.
Okay.
Well,
Hopefully I forget everything we've recorded here.
so what show would you
Dexter.
change the ending?
Dexter by far.
I'm
and
with
I
you.
knew you were going to pick Dexter too. I knew one of us, either it was you or Ravina, we were going to say Dexter.
Have you watched Dexter before?
I watched the first episode while I was in Starbucks, and I felt really guilty for watching the show in public because I thought everybody would think I'm totally crazy.
Why?
Really?
Yeah, I was paranoid while I was watching. I'm like, I hope nobody sees my screen anymore. Ooh, this is a
you
gruesome
finish
It's
it?
a
screen.
really popular show. I wouldn't worry about that.
It was too much to watch over coffee.
Yeah, no,
You know?
I can see that. It's a bit
So
heavy.
no, I didn't finish it because I felt like I was being judged by the public.
So
That's okay.
Okay, but
The first two.
I think I was mostly judging myself. Like, why am I watching this? Oh, also, as you guys know, I'm a scaredy cat, so that
Yeah,
kind of stuff
it's a little
really messes
scary.
with me at night.
it's super dark. Yeah, I can see that being scary for the light of heart there.
the first 3 seasons of Dexter were perfect.
I loved it. I was a big fan up until I guess after the Trinity.
Yeah.
And then it really
kinda
went downhill. And then it was
slowly
like a
went downhill.
fever dream of you fell asleep while watching Dexter, and this is what
which
you
is
were
not
seeking.
something that should happen.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Tell us about the ending and tell us why you hated it.
Okay, well, once again, I hope nobody's listening to this and seen Dexter.
Yep,
I feel like this
spoilers.
one's a bit more publicized.
Yeah, everybody
because it was
knows
so
about the ending of
bad.
Dexter.
So yeah, Dexter ends up. His sister dies. She finds out about him.
I
They
didn't like
might
her.
fall in love, but that's never really explored.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't.
His kid gets sent off with that girl who is like a
Who's
convict.
she's like a serial killer
she's
too.
a killer, but she's like good.
No,
She's got a good
horrible.
heart to him. Like, she kills people, but she's all right. So they move away to Argentina with his child and her, and he fakes his death only to become a lumberjack and grow a beard.
How would you have ended the show?
Oh God. Just first, I'm going to say any way that wasn't that.
That's a very random.
If
ending.
we just didn't do the last episode and we just had the episode before,
I think Dexter should have gone to prison. That would have been, and then okay,
and then he started killing people secretly in prison, now I'm the Dexter of prison.
So he's in prison with all these bad people, and he just smiles, and then the music.
Man, it's hard when seeing how bad that was. It's hard to say an ending that would have really done the show justice, and at the same time, it's hard to say an ending that it would be worse than what had just happened. But I could see Dexter going to jail with somebody like Deborah taking care of the kid.
It could have ended worse.
I think the sister should have taken care of the kid.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that he, whether in jail or whatever, can still done his killing thing, but realized he's got to be that lone shark to do it. And maybe even if he did move away to a lumberjack place, maybe it ended with him saying, watching this guy holding up a footage, like a wanted poster of a guy who's killed somebody, and then looking at that guy, also a lumberjack, and he's got that devilish smile, gonna keep on killing because that's all I know.
The sister was Desi we're talking about, right? The half sister. Okay, so she stays in all of the seasons. But I have a question for you guys. Did you hear about all the killings that were happening because of Dexter? Because people thought they could be Dexter.
Well, killings are going to happen no matter what, but
they were doing it with a Dexter twist.
Yeah,
I did not hear this at all.
There was a girl who said that she had killed a couple guys, and she was like, "I'm the female Dexter."
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that was a thing. Briefly.
What about you? Before we have to go to commercial break, we're already pushing it.
Well, you mentioned Dexter, and that was mine, but let me try to think of something else that I would have ended differently.
We're at 11 minutes, so if you want to join in on the Dexter bandwagon.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Dexter, and if I think of something later, I'll bring it up.
Hit it with us, because I'm genuinely interested because I feel like Dexter is the epitome of show I would change.
Right.
What would you do? You'd have Dexter go to prison?
Oh, yeah, I'd have him go to, like I said, he'd go to prison and realize that he's got all this, filth around him, right, that he can kill, and just smile.
Yeah, so we both want him to do one of those
little because he always did that
where you're just
he always did that in the show where he's always just kind of winky.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wink, and the wink will make a dun kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of a
So I'm excited. These are all good ideas potentially. So we come back, we're going to be talking about Westworld, Quantico, McGyver, and just whatever we want. Really, I mean it's our show.
It is our show. But it's for the people.
For the people, but, like communism.
All right. Catch you guys later.
See you guys soon.
Are you looking for the very best NFL and college football podcast? Then check out the GSMC Football Podcast. Get the latest football news both on and off the field. From the NFL Draft to trades to the rumor mill to the NFL Combines. They got you covered. That's GSMCpodcast.com/football-podcast. Get updates on college rivalries, game day insights, and much, much more. It's football talk the way you want it. This show eats, sleeps, and breathes football. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
And welcome back to the Golden State Media Concepts television podcast. I'm Patrick Shazy.
I'm just Jordan, but just Jordan, alliteration.
And this is
the real Ravina.
I'm just gonna
say AKA Priyanka Chopra. Just kidding, I wish.
So, speaking of her, I can't pronounce her name. How do you pronounce it?
Priyanka
Chopra. She's in this show called Quantico on ABC, and we're going to talk about it. Yeah, it's the real Ravina's favorite show.
We were talking about it in the very first episode I was in with you guys.
Yes, that's very true. Mm-hmm. Now, when we were, so you guys all know how I feel about ABC Network. Most of their shows are kind of bad. I really don't like Pretty Little Liars.
We're on the
or
same
the
boat with that one. I'm not a big fan of the ABCs either.
So when I sat down to watch that show, because Ravina sent us a message saying she wanted to talk about Quantico, and I was like, okay, let's do it.
I'm so proud that you actually did it, though. I wasn't expecting that.
I am dedicated to this show. I will watch whatever we need to watch. So I sat down, opened up my Netflix, saw Quantico, saw that it was ABC, put down my mouse and keyboard because my home theater is set up through my computer. And I went outside, went to the liquor store and bought some whiskey, came back in, poured myself a glass because I realized it was ABC. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be awful. I was expecting for it to be the worst thing ever. And you know what?
This is where we learn that Shay has a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Anytime he sees something on TV he doesn't like, he just immediately goes to the liquor store.
Well, ABC is notorious for making content that I can't handle sober.
I remember we were watching TV and you saw that commercial for Cialis that you weren't a big fan of, and you just were like, we got to go get something to drink, Jordan.
So it actually wasn't bad. Like, it's not a terrible show. I found myself enjoying it and actually wondering where they were going with certain plot points. Like, I don't know. ABC surprised me, and this is that like we watched McGyver too, and we'll give you our opinions on McGyver. But let's just say, like, the show I picked versus the show she picked, like, your show was actually good. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's the best show on ABC right now.
Probably. Well, How to Get Away with Murder was surprisingly good too.
I'm kind of over with How to Get Away with Murder.
Well, we're going to talk about that on another show.
That's happening later on. But as far as Quantico goes, wasn't too bad. I think something I really enjoyed about Quantico was just the amount of times they said the word Quantico into any episode.
They did. They said that a lot.
It felt like a Christmas special, and Quantico was like Santa Claus. Like every episode and I haven't seen all of them. I've seen, I've seen a couple, and I enjoyed that. Like it was very compelling.
I was really surprised. Like, I thought that I was going to be in for, like, I thought I was going to end up like that when I had to watch Rob in China.
Oh yeah,
oh, that's different. That's reality show.
I know, but like I kind of equate Pretty Little Liars and The Fosters with that kind of stuff. Like I kind of lump it all into the same. This is
same
stuff Shay
category,
doesn't like. I thought this was going to be god awful, and on Netflix too. Like, it had like 1.5 stars.
It did?
Yeah, it had
on
like,
Netflix.
On Netflix,
that's crazy.
It actually, I think it has some pretty decent ratings as far as like.
What about on Rotten Tomatoes, I wonder?
Yeah, that I'm not so sure about that. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I was pleasantly surprised.
The reason why I really started watching it, to be honest, was my mom got really into watching the show Shades of Blue with Jennifer Lopez and also Quantico. So when she's from Canada, right? But when she came to visit me in California, she made us record these shows for her. And I was like, listen, if my 45-year-old mother is interested in this show, like, maybe I should give it a chance. So I started watching it and I was addicted. Shades of Blue, I didn't really give a chance. We'll talk about that in another episode.
Okay, sure.
But Quantico, yeah, I fell in love with it. It's really addicting. But did you notice like the flashbacks that happened, especially towards the beginning? Like kept going back and forth.
I hate that ABC shows like to bounce around in time. Like they'll be like 3 months earlier. And I'm like, wait, so are we 3 months earlier or is this going on right now? And then like they'll bounce back and forth and I'm like, so where is this in the timeline? Like I feel like I need to bring a notepad whenever I like watch an ABC show. Like, okay, so should I so they are in the future now, and yeah.
I just looked it up. Quantico has 84% Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, really? Yeah, Netflix gave it a really low score.
Well, Netflix also, I think, adjusts the rating based on
what you like.
Yeah,
and
so
I guess it just
maybe you're just not supposed to like Quantico.
I didn't know.
You're breaking the mold.
I didn't know that Netflix was based on what you like or don't like. I just always went by the stars.
Yeah, the stars are for stuff that you would probably like. That's why all of their Netflix original shows have like 5 stars.
Oh,
I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, like all of their original content, they think you're going to like every single one of their own shows.
They are really good though.
I don't
Netflix
like
originals.
No, I've seen some like bad
Schmidt.
starred, some bad ratings on like shows they've made.
Really?
Yeah, like
I
that
haven't.
one with what's his name from Little Britain.
Oh yeah.
They did that show that was entirely silent and just no dialogue, and they would just mouth things, and it did not go well.
Art films.
The rating on my Netflix is the same as your face right now. It's very
So like 1 star.
Yeah.
So I've got an idea. In the movie podcast and the music podcast, you guys would rate things back in the day, if I remember correctly, right, Jordan?
Yeah, we would totally.
You guys
do that.
rated it on a scale of 1 to 10. I say let's start doing that with TV shows.
You want to? What about a desert island?
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but
no,
my idea
let's
was
keep it to that.
we rated on a system of 1 to 5 because I think 1 to 10 is too generous.
Yeah.
If you do 1 to 5, you're more likely to get where you want to be, because nobody ever rates things 3s, 4s, or 2s in the 1 to 10 rating system.
No, that's true.
So I think the 5-star...
It's more condensed and real, straight to the point. Yeah.
And then we can compare those with what IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, and Metacritic says.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Let's do it.
So what would you guys give Quantico?
Honestly, I'm going to give it about a 3. No. I'm going to give it a 2.5. That sounds more right to me, because it's great for an ABC show, but it's not something. It's not like How to Get Away with Murder. I can see
the
my
special
attention
effects
waning
are really
off.
bad, and
Quantico. like Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, like they're very.
ABC is typically very ambitious with what the story is compared to what they can afford to,
But it's TV,
budget-wise.
so you kind of give it a pass.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like... but then again, you have things like what AMC's doing, and AMC has big budget things that
True.
they're actually following it. I feel
and oh my god, HBO.
It wouldn't hurt ABC to kind of either adjust their the writing, like where there's not a giant explosion.
Yeah.
Versus I
got you.
Yeah, you're getting me.
Now, what would you have rated the show?
I would say a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5?
Yeah.
I would give it a 3. So we're all kind of close to the same area, but
you could say that with anybody who's rating in a 1 out of 5 scale.
I guess so. I mean, it's funny because we got 2.5, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a math problem. By the way, though, I'm glad that we all kind of think Quantico's just fine, but we do need to go to a commercial break. A lot of stuff's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When we get back, we're going to talk to you guys about McGyver and Westworld. Don't worry, we won't spend too much time on McGyver.
No, hope not.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch, whatever it may be.
Welcome back to the Golden State Media Concepts Television Podcast. I'm Patrick Shazy.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Yes, Jordan,
Who
it's
are
your
you?
turn.
Well, I thought that Ravina was going to jump in, then I would go, and Jordan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Jordan over here and
And Ravina.
the real Ravina.
How could you forget that? The real Ravina,
The
a.k.a.
only one.
Priyanka Chopra.
Your nicknames are slowly building up, like
I know, I'm going to have a whole dictionary full by the time.
like 4 layers of shirts.
So did you guys watch MacGyver?
I couldn't watch all of McGyver's. That
It was bad.
Nope,
was
but
really
judging
bad.
by your face, I'm happy I didn't.
It was bad. Like I'm actually kind of a fan of the original show. Like I liked the idea of this show about a guy who he almost never uses a gun. Like he has like his Swiss Army knife and he builds and makes whatever he needs to do. And it's kind of like an A-Team style show, except for there's no team. It's just MacGyver usually.
Yeah, he's just rubber band, thumbtack, wire. I've made a computer. It's makeshift. It'll get me through hacking these gates.
Yeah, and like he'd do stuff like that. Well, this show, there's this young guy who's kind of annoying. He's got an annoying voice. The special effects are really bad. Like they're obviously CG. Like even the muzzle flashes weren't practical. Mm-hmm. And then like the plot twists, like it was like, spoiler alert, like they do this thing where it's like I've been double crossed, that every spy or shoot 'em up
Well, it's
show
the first
does.
episode that we saw, right? Like,
Yeah.
I
don't. This is the pilot. Like, this is where all your money and time goes into. And I feel like this is a show made for old people, so that way, I members.
Yeah.
I members McGyver.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
And it has the same kind of cheese and don't crucify me audience that NCIS has, but worse.
I feel like that basically covers MacGyver. Don't watch it. I say that because I really want to get onto Westworld, I guess.
Let's talk about that.
Can we talk? Yeah, Westworld.
So, Ravina.
Shay.
Tell us a little bit about Westworld.
Okay, so funny story about Westworld. Great story. So I came home after school exhausted at 7 p.m. And later on the family was like, we're all going to watch Westworld. And I was like, no thanks, I do not want to watch another Western show. They're like, it's not a Western show. It's a really great show right now. It's a HBO show.
A
HBO?
HBO.
Is that a play on words, or is that like...
No, it's that network, HBO.
Oh, okay. I thought you said like hate.
Say it one more time.
Hate. I just say H weird.
Yeah.
Hate.
Say horse.
Horse.
Say the letter H.
H.
Interesting.
All right.
My mom's British.
I think my head hurts.
So she says like hash browns and house coat, and so I'm like,
Okay,
ha.
cool.
I know everybody says that. So it was a HBO show. You guys
Okay.
got me paranoid. Now.
I thought that you were trying to say like HBO is like hate BO. Like,
Yeah, that's what I thought. too.
I would never diss a TV network like that.
I
But
would.
my husband ended up
ABC.
watching it. My husband was watching it with the rest of the family, and I was like, I'm going to go watch Scandal because I'm known to never finish TV shows that I start.
So you mentioned before the show we kind of riff-raffed a little bit about it. And
Wait, are you watching Scandal? I'm sorry. Are you watching Scandal to prove them wrong that you finish shows that you start? Or are you not watching Westworld because you don't want to finish a show?
Okay, honestly, I was scared to watch Westworld because I just
that's
thought
what I was
like
about to ask.
I was scared because I just heard West and I'm like Wild West. There's going to be shootings, and then I watched the Amanda Knox documentary a couple days prior, and I was very scared of that too. So I'm just scared.
I'm just like, one of the things that I'm not grasping, I guess, is you find Westerns scary?
I don't know. I was just been having a very rough night with nightmares, so I was like, I'm not going to watch anything with shooting in it.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. And
So I assumed and I jumped to conclusions.
to be fair, though, Westworld definitely has this very uneasy suspense type feeling going on. Like, there's some shady characters. There's a little bit of a horror element to it.
I heard that basically it's like
A lot of
this
nudity.
company
Yeah.
that created a virtual reality but with humans.
Yeah.
And now the people are starting to show signs of the glitches.
Yeah.
So, like, did it start to get scary after that part?
A
Like,
little
when
bit.
People were
There's some
starting
really
to seem-
suspenseful stuff. The main antagonist is what's really scary, though. Like
The
Man in Black.
the Man in Black. Yes.
He is. Whew.
He was great. He was
He's
very
so great.
compelling.
Dude, everybody's great. Anthony Hopkins is in this. Like,
Everyone just plays their part so well.
So
and
well.
Everyone just drags you in. You know, like when you see a show and you're like, I don't know, but I really want to see what that character, what's going on with them. Every character I'm excited to see.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember a time I've been this excited about an HBO show like the premiere
Since
of it.
Game of Thrones.
Since Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah.
This felt like Game of Thrones because
this
it felt
better than
epic.
Game of Thrones. Like, I would rather watch Westworld.
You know, I
This
feel
is
like
my cup of tea.
it's only one episode in, but I definitely feel like it's heading that way for me too. Westworld was just intense, and the fly thing.
Yes.
The fly thing.
So, if you're not familiar with Westworld, Westworld was an old 1973 film of the same name. And it's a similar concept, but this is more of a reimagining, and it starred Yul Brynner, who is a very popular Western actor, and Yul Brynner played the Man in Black in the original movie. I actually really like that movie, and it's really funny because, like, a couple years ago, my dad and I were having conversations about what we would like to see remade. And of course, we always talk about Logan's Run and a couple other like sci-fi films that we think need an update. Westworld was one of the ones that we brought up, and like we were talking about how like if they updated Westworld, like it would be amazing. And then they go and do it. So like this is everything I've ever wanted.
Can I tell you something I really want to happen with Westworld? Did you know that the person who wrote Westworld also wrote Jurassic Park?
Oh, really?
He had an affinity for theme parks with cool themes that went wrong.
So one of the things that's interesting about this show, and Ravina touched up on it a little bit, is that they're basically animatronics, but like really highly advanced animatronics, and they retain a little bit of memory. So it's got kind of an animatronic type thing going on, but then also a little bit like, have you ever watched Ex Machina? Have you guys watched Ex Machina?
No, I haven't.
But the robots
Wait,
kind of
yeah, no, I have.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie.
The robots remind me of the robots from Ex Machina a little bit,
Just where they seem real.
but they're not.
Yeah, there's this disconnect, but you can definitely feel like there's more going
And
on
there's
behind
just
the
this
scenes.
whole uneasy feeling the entire time. Like I love the commentary on humanity, you know, in this show.
I think what it reminded me of, I'd say it reminds me of a hypnotized person, the Ex Machina Westworld, where it's somebody where they're a person, but they're under some kind of control,
like a spell.
Yeah, like a spell. That's that's like my favorite kind of, robot right there, because that is the creepiest one. Whenever they're just stuck by something, but you can tell there's something going on.
Something like they could just lash out at any moment.
Yeah.
That's something that scares me too. I love the way they opened it too. Now, the way they opened it with that gentleman and the girl, like, you know what I'm talking about?
With oh god, yeah.
And then there's
a bit
the
of a
showdown
racy
with the man
scene,
in
all
black.
the murder and yeah.
I'm kind of wondering what's going on with that couple.
No, there was a lot of leads that I just going to follow, and I think Sunday's now my new favorite night because of Westworld.
Oh, definitely. I normally wait for a show. I can't wait for Westworld. I'm going to watch it when it comes out, I think.
Me too, definitely.
Yeah, HBO is always doing good stuff. They do have a few shows that I'm not quite into, but they always got something for me. They always do. So I'm very impressed with HBO lately. I don't know about you guys. What would you rate this?
Well, I would rate it. I'm going to say a perfect 5. I mean, definitely it had everything I wanted. This is what I'm looking for in a show.
I didn't want to give things a 5 because I think 5 is like
especially
perfection.
Right off the bat. We wanted to give it
I want to give it a couple episodes, but if I were to rate it right now as it is, if this was just a standalone film as it is, I would give it a 5. I was so content.
Ravina, you have to watch this show.
Just make sure you have the lights on.
You're doing a television podcast. Watch Westworld.
It's crazy. I know. I should have watched it, but I got scared. But maybe I will with the lights on tomorrow at around 10 a.m.
Get your pillow pet. And
yeah.
I have a pillow pet.
I'll have to watch it when everybody's home. Maybe with my niece and nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, watch it with your niece and nephew. It's one of those kind of shows. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we have today. I guess stick it around for next episode. And if you did like what you heard, you can check us out on GSMCpodcast.com. Facebook, that's where you can like us. Twitter, that's where you can follow us. And don't forget about iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. So with all that being said, have I missed anything, guys?
Nope. We just want to hear from you. We do this show for the listeners. It's about the listeners, and we want to know what you think. So if you don't like something, if you do like something, please let us know.
So yeah, basically that thing. And subscribe, review, and like I think Ravina said earlier on, like us. Please like us.
So I'm Patrick Shazy.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Real Ravina.
The Real Ravina. You heard it from us. Now stay saucy, listeners.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Television Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.